We are going to dive in and make some super cute and fun pom-pom earrings. If you'll notice, there's two different versions of these earrings. I'm going to start with version 1, and later in the video I will show you how to make version 2. For the first version, you're going to need a pair of scissors, some dangle earrings, jewelry pliers, a pom-pom maker, and yarn. Take your pom-pom maker and open the crescents away from the center. Take your yarn and wrap it around the first half of the crescents. Pay attention to how much you wrap the yarn around the crescent because you will need to do the same thing on the other side with the same amount of yarn. For my size earrings, I did about 2.5 times wrapped all the way around each crescent. Once you have both sides wrapped, close the crescents back to the center of the pom-pom maker and clip the yarn from the yarn ball. So this is a good example about what I said before about paying attention to how much you wind the yarn around each crescent. I used this same pom-pom maker to make both of these pom-poms, and they both came out to be different sizes. And that's because the one on the left, I didn't wrap the yarn around that one nearly as much as I wrapped the yarn around the one on the right. Take your scissors and cut down the very center of the crescents where you wrapped the yarn. Go back to your yarn ball and cut an additional string of yarn just a couple inches long. This doesn't need to be super long, but it needs to be long enough that you can tie it around the pom-pom. Take that string of yarn that you just cut and string it right through the middle of the pom-pom maker down the center crack. Take it all the way around and tie a knot, and then you'll take it back around the way that you just came and tie a double knot. Open up the pom-pom maker and release your pom-pom. Now that it's free, you want to even it all up. So take your scissors and clip all the strings around to make the pom-pom even. For earring version 1, you need to open up this loop. You're going to take your jewelry pliers and you're going to open it up just enough to make a hook. Then starting at the back side of the earring, you're going to slide the pom-pom all the way through. And then you're going to try to catch it on that hook that you just made with your jewelry pliers. And that's all there is to it for version 1. So these ones are finished and you can wear and enjoy them. And now for earring version number 2, you're going to need some scissors, some regular earring hooks, an embroidery needle, your pom-pom maker, and some yarn. For the second version, go ahead and make the pom-pom the same way that you did for the first version. However, this time when it comes to cutting all the strings and evening them up, leave one of the long tails super long and trim everything else down. Now take your embroidery needle and thread your yarn onto the needle. Once the yarn is on the needle, you can then thread the needle through the little loop on the end of the earring hook. Tie 2 knots to secure it. And then you're going to take your embroidery needle back down through the thread that's holding the pom-pom to the earring. And then once you get all the way through, go ahead and treat it like it's part of the pom-pom and clip it to match. This will just kind of help keep any frayed edges from looking too rough up next to the earring hook. Make sure to measure as you go on these second ones because if you don't, you might end up with lopsided earrings, and that's the last thing anyone wants when they're making jewelry. Now just enjoy your new pom-pom earrings, and make sure you stick around for the next tutorial.